Hello YouTube, Buster Gundo here. It's 11:28 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The date is March 16th, 2018. Today I want to talk about bisexuality. I've been trying to avoid the topic for a while, but I figured I might as well get it over with. To tide you guys over with some visuals, I played a little bit of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombie Mode last night, and that's the footage you'll be seeing today. Now, let's get started. I've always noticed that it's always been somewhat of a stereotype between males and females. If a female comes out as bisexual, everyone thinks it's a plus. But if a male does the same exact thing, they say he's a closet homosexual or just a gay guy afraid to come out of the closet. I never understood why there's such a disconnect between males and females as far as the sexuality goes. If a guy says he's bisexual, oh, you're just a gay guy. There's no way you can be bi. Bi guys don't exist. But yet if a female says she's bisexual, everyone acts like it's a big plus. So, oh, good for you. Now you can date both males and females. Now you've got twice the dating pool. But yet, guys don't get the same pass. I brought in 2 articles that should be found in the comment section below. I'll start off with the first one, and it's coming from SplinterNews.com, titled Why Bisexual Men Are Still Fighting to Convince Us They Exist. Article written by Samantha Allen on the 4th of January of last year. For those of you who have already clicked the article in the comment section below, you could either read it on your own time or I can read it to you now. The article doesn't look too long, so I guess I can try to get through the whole of it. Wow, this is actually a way longer article than I thought it would be. Yeah, way longer than I thought it would be. Way longer. So I guess you can read this on your own time, or I guess I'll start it. Just to kill some time, of course. The article starts off as this. Travis has had both boyfriends and girlfriends since high school, but when his coworkers discovered his dating history at a board game night, they told him he couldn't be bisexual. Bi men don't exist, they said. You're just a confused gay guy. Travis, 34, had brought his girlfriend with him that night, but they started calling her his roommate after they found out he was bi. Santiago got an even harsher reaction when he came out to his family. Bisexual is just code for insecure gay man. It's how he said one of his relatives reacted. He didn't use the term gay man, the 24-year-old Santiago told me. But I won't repeat slurs. I can already guess what the other slur to this is. It starts with an F, ends with a T. And for those of you, I'm going to say it anyway, because those of you who are stupid won't look up the definition of this word and will assume it'll go to gay people only. Faggot. Definition of faggot is a bundle of sticks. Look it up on Google, look it up in the dictionary. Faggot means a bundle of sticks. Congratulations, you learned a new word today. Let me continue. In the past couple of months, I've heard dozens of stories like these from bisexual men who have had their sexual orientations invalidated by family members, friends, partners, and even strangers. Thomas was once called a fence sitter by a group of gay men at a bar. Saroj was told that he was just gay but not ready to come out of the closet. Alexis had his bisexuality questioned by a lesbian teacher who thought he would be an ally. Many of these same men have been told that women are all a little bi or secretly bi, but that men can only be straight or gay, nothing else. Well, what do you know? It turned out I was right. You can either be one or the other. which is stupid because bisexuality in itself is fluid. Fluid sexuality. Let's continue. In other words, bisexual men are like climate change, real but constantly denied. A full 2% of men identified themselves as bisexual on a 2016 survey from the Centers for Disease Control, aka the CDC, which means that there are at least 3 million bi guys in the United States alone, a number roughly equivalent to the population of Iowa. On the same survey, about 5.5% of women self-identified as bisexual, which comes out to roughly the same number of people that live in New Jersey. I guess at the time of this article. The probability that an entire state's worth of people would lie about being attracted to more than one gender is about as close to zero as you can get. But the idea that only women can be bisexual is a persistent myth, one that has been decades in the making. A prejudice with such deep historical roots won't disappear overnight. To understand why bisexual men are still being told that their sexual orientation doesn't exist, we have to go back to the gay liberation movement of the late 1960s. That's when Dr. H. Sharif Hirokuti Williams, a cultural studies scholar and co-editor of the anthology, recognized the voices of bisexual men. He told me that male sexual fluidity got thrown under the bus in the name of gay rights, specifically white upper-class gay rights. Oh God, here we go. Insert white male arguments here, because I know it's going to hit eventually. One of the byproducts of the gay liberation movement is that this solidifying of the sexual binary. Hirokuti told me, citing the Harlem Renaissance of the 1920s as a pre-Stonewall period of relatively unstigmatized sexual fluidity. 4 decades later, the gay liberation movement created a new type of man, the modern gay man, Hirokuti calls him, who was both different from and similar to the straight man. As Julian Weiss, now the executive director of the Transgender Legal Defense Fund, or abbreviated, the TLDF, wrote in a 2003 review of the same history. Gays and lesbians campaigned for the acceptance by suggesting that they were just like you, but with the single but extremely significant exception of having partners of the same sex. Under this framework, attraction to a single gender was the unifying glue between gay men, lesbians, and straight people. Bisexual people were just confused. Okay, so if you're reading along with me in the article, I'm at the part where it says bisexual people realized that they would have to form groups and coalitions of their own if they wanted cultural acceptance. You can read on from there by yourself because I have very limited time left on this video recording. So you can just start off from there and read the rest by yourself. Let me move on to the next article before I run out of time. My second article comes from theadvocate.com, www.advocate.com, and it's called Study. Women are more likely to be bisexual than men. Wow, who would have thought of that one? The article was written by Elio Cruz and it was published August 26, 2015. Let me read the subheader. A new study from Notre Dame shows women's sexual identities are more flexible than men's. Gee, I wonder why. It's not like you've been taught to think that everything about you is flexible, and men are as stiff as boards, apparently, when it comes to every choice I could have more than one answer. Whenever there's more than one answer, guys usually end up choosing just one answer. You can't choose both, ironically. Let me start reading this article. Women are more likely to consider a romantic opportunity with a person of the same sex rather than men. says researcher from the University of Notre Dame. Yes, I know I screwed that first part up. Forgive me, I was reading fast. Didn't have time to correct it. Okay, so I know you're going to point it out in the comment section below. Made a mistake. I can admit it. Let me continue. The researchers found that men were more likely than women to report being 100% heterosexual or 100% homosexual continually throughout their lives. Women, on the other hand, were 3 times more likely than men to report a shift in their sexual orientation over time, and more likely to self-identify as bisexual. Gee, I wonder why. It's not like there's a stigma against bisexual guys or anything out there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Continuing. The study uses data from the National Oh my God. Who the hell comes up with these bootleg names? Can't you just abbreviate? The National Longitudinal Study of Adolescents to Human Health. Or should I say adult health? For God's sakes, long ass name, can't you just abbreviate this shit? Which tracked the sexual activity of 5,018 women and 4,191 men as they aged. Participants responded to questions about their sexual behavior posed at the averages of 16, 22, and 28 years old. At each point, participants were asked if they experienced the same-sex attraction or had participated in same-sex activity. Women have a greater probability than men in being attracted to both men and women, which gives them greater flexibility in partner choice, says Aura McClintock, assistant professor of sociology at Notre Dame, in a press release announcing the findings. Having flexible sexual attractions may grant greater importance to contextual and experimental factors when it comes to sexual identity. Notably, women who didn't have children at a young age, are conventionally attractive or had higher education, were less likely to be bisexual. McGlack suggested this due to having more romantic opportunities with male partners. Women with some degree of attraction in both males and females might be drawn into heterosexuality if they have favorable options in a heterosexual partner market. Oh, so what you're saying is, women will usually choose the D if they have more advantages with the D. I wonder why. Subtle manipulation, I think. Coincidence? I think not. Continuing. She speculated that women's tendency to partner with male partners, tendencies, even when they may experience attraction to other women, is an outcome of trying to fit into an identity that appeased a heteroconformist society that discourages alternative sexual identities. So in other words, you go with the flow. You change at will, and you change to fit in. Wow. Yeah, wow. If you're following along with me in the article, I'm at the part where it says, women who are initially successful in partnering with men, as is more traditionally expected, may never explore their attraction to other women. However, women with the same sexual attractions but less favorable heterosexual options may have greater opportunities to experiment with same-sex partners. I'll have to leave it there for now because I'm almost out of time. If you want to follow along, I am at women who act on same-sex attraction. All right, I'm almost out of time. If you want to hear me read the full articles, both of the full articles in their entirety, let me know in the comment section below. I know my reading sucks, so please don't comment on that. I made a lot of mistakes and I'm not proud of it. Have a good afternoon, or in my case,